Hi students, we're done with the lectures for today. And now I'm going to show you how to do the practices. So let's scroll down below and highlight it here. Grammar practice, verb tense consistency. So that's one of the practices. We also have more grammar practice, pronoun reference, and extra grammar practice, verbs. So I'm going to show you what it looks like in each of these exercises. We'll just try exercise 1. And let's click it and see what happens. Click it, it opens up to a new tab. I zoomed it out for you, so you can read it on the video, but you can just work with the page itself. Let's take a look. So this exercise is an exercise in verb tense consistency. So making sure that your verbs match the period of time that the sentence is talking about, using the right tense. So the instructions read like this. Check the following sentences for confusing shifts in tense. In each of these sentences, there are verbs that are underlined. So we're going to check these. If the tense of each underlined verb expresses the time relationship accurately, so that is another way of saying if the verb tenses are correct, then write S, which means satisfactory, which means correct. Now, if a shift in tense is not appropriate, write U, or unsatisfactory, which means incorrect or not correct, and make the necessary changes. So you might need more space to write sentences if they're not correct. In most cases, with an inappropriate shift, there is more than one way to correct the inconsistency. So this means if a sentence happens to be wrong and the verb tenses are not correct, there is more than one way to make the sentence right again. So sometimes that would mean changing the tense. Sometimes that would mean changing parts of the sentence. We'll look at those later on, and there's a solution at the bottom of the page as well. A way to help you do this is to read the sentences aloud. So actually, just like the videos when I'm doing, use your own voice and read the sentences. Talk it out with yourself to practice reading and speaking, as well as the verb tenses that we're covering today. This will help you recognize the differences in time between tenses. So let's try the first one as an example. Number 1. If the club limited its membership, it will have to raise its dues. Now, here, two words are limited, two verbs are limited and will have to raise. Now remember, there are rules on conditionals, so there would be the present conditional. If the club limited, or if the club limits its membership. Here though it is limited its membership, and it says it will have to raise, so that's talking about the future, will have to raise its dues. What do you think? Is it correct or incorrect? If you said incorrect, or you would be correct. So if you were to print it out, or if you're working on a computer or you're writing it down, select, oh, it's incorrect. So where do you think the error is? Here, since we're using the past tense for the first verb, we would have to change this to a past, so it would have to change its dues. So that's an example of the first exercise, and the other exercises are like this. So you can open the page, read the instructions, and then complete the exercises below. And there is an answer that you can go to and check, but I strongly recommend that you try it first and then check the answers. Although after that, you can always check the answers to see if you understand, why you think you need to change the tense, or why you think why the sentence is actually correct. Let's try the first one. So the first one reads, if the club limited its membership, it will have to raise its due. That's the sentence. Here's the answer. Incorrect. Unsatisfactory is the verb that we want to focus on. Limited, that's past tense. So then you have to change the will to would. So there's the explanation as well. You can kind of glimpse the second one in this slide, but try your best. Work it out first. You can print out the slides or use another screen or work with multiple tabs. Look at the slides for the rules first, and then use the rules to practice the verb tense consistencies. If you have any questions, you can always email me or post it on the forum and say, I don't understand this, or I have questions about this, and I'll be happy to answer you or some of your colleagues will. Stay tuned for more videos and instructions in this course.